Oh my god. I felt fucked because I went into it thinking that I wouldn't like it because I didn't know anything about the movie. If you had told me that it was about a summer romance, I would be like, hard pass. Like, I've had two this year. Cut me some slack.
Sorry.
One in January, one in May. Who's it directed by? It's like Xavier Dolan went and read 2 out of the 3 history of sexuality books and then made a fucking movie. Like,
Some guy.
you know that bit where he
never
like
heard of.
puts his head in the thing on the bed? That's like almost exactly the same thing that happens in this like Xavier Dolan film.
Which one?
The Nico with heartbeats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that movie was so long ago.
Shit.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like some stone cold bitch, but I was like not feeling anything.
No, I was totally affected. I was like, oh my god, I'm like fucked up hard.
Because it was a summer romance?
I don't know. Maybe it was the Sufjan Stevens.
Probably.
Fuck me.
It's like, this is the kind of thing that Sufjan Stevens listeners would love.
It felt like a lit major wrote a movie without knowing anything about
Yeah.
like the visual content of the story that they were trying to produce. I feel like if you only read the dialogue, you would get a very different movie.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking also, I mean, I'm not very good with like cameras and stuff, but, or like thinking about cinematography all the time, but I thought the cinematography was very uninspired. Just because
Yeah, that's why it felt like every other fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's like budget Wes Anderson or some shit.
Like I really think even a small thing of just like, obviously they're introducing this whole thing about sculptures and stuff, and you're like,
No, that was bad. That was just straight up bad. Like, that's why what I mean about like someone reading 2 out of the 3 history of sexuality books. I think I can't have like a logical evaluation of the movie because I was very, emotionally affected by it, but it doesn't mean it's good.
yeah. I think on the other hand, I wasn't very emotionally affected by it. Not,
So then so because of that, you don't think it's good?
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good either. It's just kind of like very average.
Uninspiring.
Yeah, like
I feel like it's a
uninspiring.
really nice summer film, and I think it came at a good time in my life personally after what I've been through this fucking year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I think. Look, I'll say I think I really liked it. I really liked the movie.
I think I'm interested to read the book though and see.
Wait, so it's based on a book?
Yeah, it's based on a book.
Oh, that makes so much fucking sense. Some of those lines, I was like, no one talks like that. It's definitely like pulled straight out of some kind of lit major's script.
Yeah.
This is not a self-roast because I've read 3 of the 3 history of sexuality books, plus interviews and lectures, not just 2.
Yeah.
So the movie that I would make would be worse. What does your shirt say?
God regrets you. Well, not you. Not this
Personally. What was that thing that you were saying? I asked you, oh, what are you watching? You were like, nobody likes you.
Oh, you're the worst.
Oh, thanks. Do you wish you liked the movie more?
I want to understand what this hype is about, and I guess I wonder.
Do you understand what love is about and losing love?
Yeah, of course I do. I hate that you ask me that. No, I think like I guess I wonder if I went into the movie already very bitter about the hype.
Well, don't let you walk towards us and then immediately walk away.
It's just racist. I don't know. It's weird because like there's a strange reflection of me on you.
Yeah, it's because my brother cracked my phone screen. He dropped the lobster cracker thingy on it.
Wow.
So it just like refracts something. And I think it refracts the screen onto itself.
Wow, artistic.
Yeah, special effects.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never had a summer romance, and I don't intend to.
Yeah, don't intend to. Well, I never intended to either,
Of course, I'm not saying
to
you
be
intended.
fair. I think like knowing that it was set in like the 80s makes it make a lot more sense to me. Because I remember when I left and kept to come back home, I didn't feel that sad because I really thought, I really believed that I would just go back really soon. So, like for me, it wasn't a sad thing. Well, like, it was kind of sad, but also
Also?
I don't know. I held it together because my housemate is like an unemotional, stone cold earth sign, but Call Me by Your Name like fucked me up really bad. The intimacy that they had was really affecting. I don't know. I get the hype. I think I get why, you know, people like me, people like us would cry watching that movie. In a way, I'm really grateful that I've had the kind of experiences that would make that movie so significant to me. To have known that very particular kind of, dare I say, love, infatuation, fixation, obsession. I mean, very Scorpio things. But I think to have known that is really remarkable in its own way. I'm really glad that, you know, the last few, I don't know if I can call them relationships, the last few that I've had haven't necessarily ended on bad terms, even though they've been the ones that affected me the worst. I think in a way when you both have to very honestly admit that you've either grown apart or that right now isn't the time for you to be with one another, when there's actually no love lost between you and that there's actually nothing wrong, like there's no big climactic ultimatum type decision that was the end of the relationship, but rather just the two of you realizing that as like adult responsible human beings, you just have to do what's right by you and what's right by the other person, and to actually collaborate on that decision and have to take responsibility for it. Somehow that feels worse than like just dumping someone. I don't know. I feel like when you both agree and thus acknowledge that the relationship is over, rather than it being the choice of one person or a surprise to either of you, that it was something that you almost planned and conceived of together, that's really, really heavy. I think for me, this year has been so hectic in terms of just the emotions that I've allowed myself to feel. I feel like a lot of the last couple of years, when I haven't been in a relationship, it felt like I was really afraid to subject anyone to me and my particular set of behaviors. Mostly I'm just listening to all these songs on Spotify that I started in like 2012, like, you know, that kind of fucking Tumblr music, you know, that people who like John Green probably listen to. I think anyone who watches that movie and it makes you think of someone, it reminds you of a particular time in your life, I think no matter how bad that feels, how intense that is, I think in a way we've been so lucky. Maybe it's just typical water sign bullshit. It's also Mercury retrograde. I was trying to find this photo to kind of jokingly insert at the end of this video, which is this photo that the Gemini took just as I got out of the car for the last time and was waving goodbye. It's just like a photo of me waving in the distance, like just standing there. I was thinking of that and how it didn't feel sad to leave, because in 2017 you can just talk to that person as soon as you close the door or as soon as you get off the flight. And when you want to, if you have the means, you know, it's not that hard to just make seeing them again happen in some way. Apparently this is another song I liked in 2012. Oh my god. Please don't file me for copyright.